Welcome to our session on recursion. We discussed about what is recursion, how recursion works, how stack is used for executing recursive call to a function, and we have seen some examples of recursion. We have also discussed what is a base case and what is its importance, what is recursive case. Let us now look at another important example of recursion, that is binary search. Binary search technique is generally used with a sorted list, or we can say it is more efficient with a sorted list. In binary search, the search element is first compared with the mid element. If the match is found, then the position of the search element is the position of the search element. That means the position is written. Otherwise, search is reduced to half of the list. Which half of the list will be searched again? This is determined by comparing the element with the mid element again. If it is less than the mid element, then search continues with the lower half of the list. If it is greater than the mid element, then search continues with the upper half of the list. This way, search continues till the entire list is reduced to a list with single element and a match is found. Otherwise, no match is found. Let us see the example. What we are actually doing is we need a base case to terminate the recursive call to a function. Otherwise, we find out the mid element, compare the search element with the mid element, and if it is less than the mid element, will again call the function by reducing list to half, where lower bound is the same and upper bound is the previous than the mid element. Similarly, if it is greater than the mid element, the search continues in the upper half. So our recursive case in this is to call the search binary search function again by reducing the or adjusting the lower bound or upper bound as the case is. And the base case is where base case will arise if there is no match, and this is the case when we have lower bound greater than the upper bound. Generally, lower bound starts with the first index, that is 0, and the upper bound is the last element, and in the process of division the upper bound is reduced and lower bound is increased. If there is no match, then the lower bound will become 1 higher than the upper bound, and that is the base case for our recursive binary search to terminate. So let me explain here. This is the function definition for binary search function, where we are passing a list, the element to be searched in the list, the lower bound which is initially passed as 0, and the upper bound which is initially passed as last index value, that is length of list minus 1. If we have reached the base case, that is lower bound is greater than upper bound, we reach this case when the no match is found, so it will return none, and we are checking that if the position returned from the binary search is none, then there is no match. Otherwise, there is obviously a match. And how can we find it out? We find out the mid element, compare the search element with the mid element. If there is a match, exact match with the mid element, we return it. Otherwise, we continue the binary search technique by recursively calling it for either this is the lower half and this is the upper half. So let us see this example, how it works. So I have just created the main part. We are taking a list, then we are asking for the search element. We print the original list, then we call the binary search function by passing the list and then the search element, the lower index and the upper index, which should be length minus 1. We will change this if position is none, then just print a message no match, otherwise position of the search element is R. Now we will return none if we have reached the base case, that is if lower bound is greater than the upper bound, then return none, else find the mid element. So let M denote mid element. This is equal to floor division of lower bound, upper bound, floor division of 2 to get an integral value. Then if the search element is equal to the mid element of the list, then we have found a position. So position is the mid position, is less than mid element. Continue with the binary search technique for the list to search the element starting from the lower bound, upper bound is mid minus 1. Otherwise, if it is not less than or it is not equal to the mid element, then continue binary search with the upper half. This will be the next element from the mid, that is mid plus 1, and upper bound remains unchanged. So let us see how this works. Save it and let us run it, check whether there is any error or not. Now an element to search, say 9, so this will continue with the upper half of the list. We have wrongly written this as position if R equals to, let us save it again, run the module, enter a list, and give the search element as 5. So position of 5 is 1. Similarly, if we search it again for upper half, and it will show the position of the element. Let us run it again for no match as 1, 5, 7, 8, 9, 45, and enter an element to search as 10. So no match. So this is how the binary search can work well using recursion. Let us now see where recursion can be used. So we know recursive function or recursion is useful for the problems that can be defined in terms of the same problem, or that can be divided into subproblems of the same type. So some examples that we have seen are some of the series like sum of 1 to n, odd numbers, even numbers, etc. Factorial, Fibonacci again is kind of some series sum, binary search, etc. Some practical applications of recursions are for defining dynamic data structures such as lists. Also, file system traversal is based on recursion. Advantages and limitations of recursion, let us discuss. Recursion has the same benefit that a function provides because it is implemented as a function, so it supports modularization, and recursion helps in reducing the code. Also, it makes the code much easier. However, it may be little slower due to the multiple calls to the same function, as there is for each function call there is some overhead, so it may have some extra time, making it slower. Another is if we compare recursion with normal looping, because many functions which are done using loops, they are repetitive in nature, so they can be implemented using recursion. Then we can find that recursion uses a little more memory as it stores the successive calls in the stack frame. So it takes a little more memory as compared to iteration, since iteration uses the same memory location for each pass. So that's all for recursion. So we know recursion is a programming technique in which a function calls itself repeatedly. For each recursive definition of a function, there should be at least one base case, and that base case should be reachable in order to terminate the recursion. It uses a stack during its execution. Recursion makes the code shorter and easier, and recursion may be slower. That's all.